Hi there. Today we're reading from Sister Gwen Shaw's wonderful devotional, From the Heart of Jesus. The reading today is, when someone you love betrays you, it not only breaks your heart, it could also be very dangerous for you. The scripture readings are from Matthew 26:20, Mark 14:17 through 18, and Luke 22:14 through 18. When evening came, Yeshua arrived with the 12. As they were reclining and eating, Yeshua said, "Yes, I tell you that one of you is going to betray me." They became upset and began asking him one after the other, "You don't mean me, do you?" Mark 14:17 through 19. He answered, "The one who dips his matzah, unleavened bread, in the dish with me is the one who will betray me. The Son of Man will die just as the Tanakh, Hebrew Scriptures, Old Testament, says he will. But woe to the man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for him had he never been born." Yehuda, the one who was betraying him, then asked, "Surely, Rabbi, you don't mean me?" He answered, "The words are yours." Matthew 26:23 through 25. Judas played the game right up until the very last. He was so accustomed to his hypocritical life of pretense that it didn't even bother him to pretend that he was a devotee of mine, when in fact he was a scoundrel and a traitor. If a person pretends long enough that he is a true follower of mine, he can become very convincing. He knows all the right things to say. He speaks the language of Canaan. And he knows just how to act to impress others that he is sympathetic to the cause, while all the while his heart is filled with guile. A betrayer thinks nothing of delivering the one who has shown him love and kindness into the hands of that one's enemy. A betrayer is a double-crosser, a deceiver, and a renegade. He will divulge secrets that have been entrusted to him. His heart is filled with deception and dishonesty. The one who betrays is usually also a thief. This is because a betrayer is disloyal in his heart, and anyone who is disloyal is also dishonest. Judas Iscariot was not the only one of my followers who have betrayed me and my followers. There have been many just like him. They've brought danger, suffering, and death to many of my holy and good people. The one who dips his matzah, unleavened bread, in the dish with me. How much more intimate can one be? We ate together, slept in the same rooms, shared the same trials and joys, faced the same enemies, and now he was joining the ranks of the enemies and turning against me also. After 3 years of working at my side, hearing my most intimate secrets, he was ready to sell me for 30 pieces of silver, just the price of a slave. Exodus 21:32. "Surely, Rabbi, you don't mean me?" Judas asked. How innocent he pretended to be. All the while he knew that the deal to betray me had already been made with my powerful enemies, who hated me and wished my destruction. Some so-called Bible scholars have said that Judas wasn't really so bad. He was just a pawn in a political game. But I wish to clarify once and for all that Judas was not a scapegoat, but in the last week of my life on earth, he was an instigator of my death. He was a tool of Satan, and an agent of the corrupt powers that were in control of all religious and political decisions. He was a fanatic. He wanted to overthrow Rome, and when he realized I would not participate in a political revolution, he was enraged against me. Yes, he was guilty. But he still pretended to be an innocent, loyal member of my intimate 12. When he betrayed me, he not only endangered my life, but also the lives of the men who had been his closest companions for 3 years, his best friends, the other disciples. But the one who is only out for himself will walk on those who are nearest and dearest to him to gain his own ends. The others wondered why he was different, but they never really realized how dangerous he could be. My ancestor, David, experienced the same painful betrayal when he recorded in the Psalms, "Yea, mine own familiar friend, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, hath lifted up his heel against me." Psalm 41:9. And again he said, "For it was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me. Then I would have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man mine equal, my guide, and mine acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together, and walked into the house of God in company." Psalm 55:12-14. If it is an enemy or a stranger who turns against you, it's not so painful. But when it is the one whom you were close to and had sweet fellowship with, and who was your companion in the work of God, then it is more painful than the wounds of a sword. Judas had heard us talk about the high priest and the leaders of the land. All he had to do was report our conversation to the authorities. This was enough to convict us of treason. My disciples had not known how evil one of their trusted companions was, and neither do you. So don't close your eyes to the Judas who could be in your midst. Be awake, be alert, be wise. It would have been better for Judas if he had never been born, and it would be better for any betrayer of good people if the betrayer had never been born. It's a pretty powerful word. You can purchase this book on our website. We trust you'll have a wonderful day. Bless you, and don't be afraid of the betrayer.